It's that time of the week again. Welcome everyone to another edition of the Foolish Fish Esoteric News with your weekly updates on the worlds of esoteric and occult book publishing and arts and events and paraphernalia. Thank you so much for joining me. Oh my goodness, I've got so much exciting news for you this week. I can barely contain myself. But first of all, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. If you do enjoy the video, if you end up enjoying the video, it would mean the world to me if you would hit that like button and subscribe, of course, if you haven't done so already. But we'll get to that in a moment. First of all, a huge thank you to miskatonicbooks.com. As you can see, miskatonicbooks.com is up on the screen right now. You can see their amazing website where they share just some of the best esoteric and occult publications that come out week in, week out. If it's available at all, it'll be on Miskatonic Books. But also, if it's unavailable, miskatonicbooks.com are the most likely location where you're going to find these rare books that have been out of print for a very long time, books that have been published outside of the US, and that maybe the shipping is going to cost a lot of money. If you live in the US, then of course, yeah, purchasing directly from Miskatonic Books is a very cost-effective way of doing things for you. But yeah, more than that is just the inspiration, right? I mean, so much cool stuff that you're seeing on your screen right now. And some books, of course, that have been published directly by Miskatonic Books themselves, such as Offering to Isis, which came out quite recently from the Azoth Press imprint, which is Miskatonic Books' own imprint. And they're doing courses as well, such as Jack Grail's God's Song, and I believe Shea Belay has got a course upcoming as well. So yeah, go over to miskatonicbooks.com and check out what they have for you. There's lots and lots of very cool stuff, as you can see. Are you ready for item number one, folks? I can't believe this is happening. It's a new edition, a 10th anniversary edition of Quareia. And so Josephine told us for a while that this was coming. The first volume of what's going to be 9, 10 or 11, around 10 volume complete Quareia course, just in individual manageable sized books that have been completely rewritten, completely clarified. So Josephine now has 10 years of experience of people reaching out to her saying, this isn't very clear for me, and her having to say, well, if you read the text, it's actually written right there, and people going, oh yeah. So Josephine has worked out which bits really have tripped people up, and so has just made this text, which was already, I'm going to say, the best magic course on the market, available in an even more accessible way. And just looking at the dust covers that she has made for these, and they look so lovely. I mean, 10 of these in a row on the shelf. Yeah, that's what we want. Yes, they are print on demand. We knew that was going to be the case. Josephine is trying to make them as affordable as possible. Nevertheless, having a sturdy form, right? And I'll show you in a second. There's more to it than that. But it's not just print on demand. They are signed, which is very, very cool. But you can already see from this page right here, it's in color. Isn't that cool? Look, you can see just the speech mark over here is red. Yeah, the book is in fact in color, and that is perfect, right? Very, very exciting indeed. So what does this first volume that has just been released contain? It contains the first 3 modules of Quareia Apprentice. Okay, so no, this little, well, it's not so little, it's 400 and something pages, but nevertheless, it is a significantly smaller book than this massive tome, right? So no, this has not been reduced into a small, fits into your bag kind of hardcover book. This is just the first 3 modules. However, Josephine is packing into these volumes all of the additional books that are required reading for Quareia. So by the time all of them are released, you will have in 10 volumes the complete works, the complete materials for studying the Quareia course. And I'm just so excited about this, and I'm sure many of you watching are as well. Take a look. You can buy it as a hardcover. This is pretty much the cost of a 450-page color hardcover book, of course. But for those of you with just simply less means, and there are plenty of us out there, then the Kindle edition it's got 82% off, so you can purchase it for $10.49, which is just unbelievable and just the biggest steal. But yeah, if you're anything like me, you're definitely going to want that complete series on your shelf. Do take a full read of what's written in the blurb over here. My heart is singing. I'm so excited about this. I'm so happy. So there we go. That's the Magical Training of Quareia, Volume 1 of, as I was saying, around 10, right? So that's really cool. Okay, news from Anathema Publishing. We've got some mock-ups of the Tubelo's Forge Artisanal Edition, and it's available in 2 versions. You can just get the Artisanal Edition as it is, which just looks gorgeous, doesn't it? Absolutely beautiful. Oh, let me just come back there. Just looking at the design of this beautiful book. I mean, of course, you expect nothing less from Anathema Publishing, but yeah, I mean, that is lovely. And then the second option is to buy it with a Solander box, and this is what the Solander box looks like. My goodness. Yeah, really beautiful stuff. Of course, it's a mock-up, so yeah, it's not quite lined up and stuff. Naturally, the final product will be lined up, but yeah, very lovely. The prices are quite different. I think with the book only. Oh, here we go. We're getting a slightly closer look with some kind of blind embossing on the back over here, and lovely. So that's around $630 right? 909 Canadian dollars. And then if you want it with the Solander box, then that's significantly more. It's $965, which is 1,399 Canadian dollars. And the shipping is expected end of July 2025. There's going to be approximately 22 to 33 copies in total. And of course, you can purchase them directly through Anathema Publishing's website, which I've linked down below. Just select your edition as one or the other of the artisanal editions. Naturally, for those of us with, let's say, more run-of-the-mill means, then the collector's edition is definitely much more affordable at £72. I've got pounds up. Let me just go for US dollars, maybe. Will I be able to find them easily? Here they are. So that's $94 US, and yeah, just the usual quality, from Anathema Publishing's. What we know to expect from Anathema Publishing, just wonderful stuff. Okay, folks, we've got news from the Philosophical Research Society, who are the custodians of Manly P. Hall's works, of course. And they put out an edition of the Secret Teachings of All Ages from time to time. I do want to, before I start talking about this edition, I do want to point out that the Secret Teachings was first released in 1928. We're currently in 2025, so you do the math for when the 100 years is going to come out. But this is a lovely reduced sized edition. Let me show you my reduced size edition. It's still a large book, It's a very, very large book. So this one is one that I bought maybe 2 or 3 years ago, maybe a couple of years ago. And what's special about this one is, well, first of all, a very pretty cover. I like that green spine very much. I think that's lovely, lovely color. But much more importantly, all of the images are brand new scans of the originals. If there's one thing that I would say about my edition, is that the pictures are a little bit, I don't know, it feels like they're sharp enough, but it feels like publishing from the past, right? Feels a little bit offset, maybe. I don't know. Some of the colors are offset in a funny way. The scans are definitely not as sharp and precise as they could be. Knowing that there's this new edition with fresh scans, that makes a big, big difference to me. I think that's quite cool. If, like me, you do not have space on your shelf for the original, my goodness, I think it's something like 0.5 meter tall, possibly even more. If you don't have space on your shelf for that, I certainly don't, then this reduced sized is perfectly readable, by the way, and just fits on your shelf. It's still pretty large, right? Here it is next to the gigantic Quareia apprentice book, and as you can see, it's even bigger than that. This is the reduced size, right? So yeah, just to give you an idea. Okay, folks, let's move on to news from Soro Velkanes, or Velchanes, I'm not sure, Velchanes. The Planetary Magic Workbook. This is a new book published through Llewellyn. It's an experimental guide to understanding and working with the classical planets. You know that planetary work is very central to my own praxis, and so this is extremely exciting for me. Llewellyn have in fact sent me an advanced copy to take a look at, because this only comes out in May. And I will be having a read of that quite soon and sharing my thoughts on what I think about all this. This pragmatic workbook offers a complete course in planetary magic, provides a solid foundation for future independent work. Throughout history, individuals from diverse backgrounds and preparations have harnessed the planetary forces for spiritual enrichment, life balance, practical magic, and more. This is kind of how I feel about the classical planets and working with them. It's I don't know, it's very helpful, very, very helpful. Though many paradigms developed valuable models, this book will focus primarily on understanding and working with the classical planets from Greco-Roman and Hermetic perspectives, with a chaos magic twist. During your studies, you will become well versed in key planetary magic concepts and principles, explore the nature of each planet and how it impacts your life, use journal prompts, guided meditations, attunements, and evocations to harness planetary power, discover the underlying rationale of traditional correspondences, generate your own correspondences for personal use, perform planetary rites inspired by various magical traditions, develop and perform your own rites, previous magical experience is helpful, but not required. There we go. Everyone is welcome to work with the planets. Very exciting stuff. And yeah, really looking forward to getting around to reading this one and giving you some further thoughts. There we are. We got Andrea Vitimus, yeah, and Ike Baker, okay, yeah, oh, and okay, some really, really good names there, giving their recommendations. Good stuff. Then we've got news from Judika Isles, or is it Eles? I'm not sure. I've always pronounced it Isles. I might be completely wrong. Protection spells, 36 cards for magical self-defense. This is brand new. You probably, if you think you don't know Judika Isles, you probably do, in fact, know her. Her work includes the 5,000 spells, you know, the massive spell books that you always find in the esoteric bookshops. It's unmissable, this big white book with 5,000 spells. And then she's got a book of spirits as well, and a book of magical plants, if I remember correctly. Anyway, let me see if I can. Oh, there we go. This is the 5,000 spells over here. It was one of the editions. There are many editions like it. So this is protection spells. These are cards. Let me see if I can. What's going on with my internet connection, maybe? All right, let me read this and hopefully it'll start loading again. The world may be filled with dangers, but it is also filled with ancient and powerful forces that serve as antidotes and protective devices. These magical forces include crystals, herbs, amulets, sacred beings, and even colors and numbers. Magic spells enable us to harness these forces for our own benefit. Let these cards guide you towards safety, security, and embracing your own personal power. I think that's very, very nice. And are we starting to get some of these pictures downloaded? No, we're not. Come on. What's going on here? All right. I'm sorry about that. I will naturally leave. Okay, fine. I will naturally leave links down below so that you can read those in your own time and check those beautiful cards out on your own. Okay. Aren't they lovely? Aren't they lovely? Good. All right, let's move on. And this is something that I spotted. So this is on Kickstarter. I guess I was perusing it before launching the video. Locket Illustrated. So Greek gods and heroes. This is simply a book on the Greek gods and heroes that is illustrated by a very clearly talented illustrator. I love his description of his process for illustration. He's left little Easter eggs in each of his illustrations. It's all hand illustrated. Maybe not so naturally nowadays, unfortunately, but yes, absolutely hand illustrated. And you get an overview of the Greek myths, which is very cool, right? Very, very nice. I just love these illustrations. I'm a big fan of what I'm seeing right here. Very, very lovely. So yeah, if like me you're a Greek mythology aficionado, then this could be a Kickstarter for you. There we go. Oh, how lovely. Nice. Another Kickstarter I spotted is this Earthbound Tarot, a deck created with earth pigment paints. Again, you know, how amazing is this? So the author has gone around looking for different earths. I've just remembered, I have an acquaintance who did precisely that, traveled around the world finding different pigmented earths in order to do painting with it. So this is exactly what this artist has done. So the full process, Celine Gordon is the artist. And she describes her whole process in this Kickstarter project. And I think that the results are very, very beautiful. Once again, there possibly is this thought in the back of my mind, just like those tarots that are all illustrated with lots and lots of gold stamps on them. Everything's very, very golden. And I'm thinking to myself, yes, but not every card should be gold, right? And I feel here that the earth energy is pervasive, and of course, as long as you understand that, as long as maybe that's exactly the kind of tarot that you're looking for, right? A tarot with precisely an earth-based energy, and this is wonderful, right? Very, very cool. Looking at the Eight of Wands here, it's a very earthy Eight of Wands, but nevertheless, it's very clearly the Eight of Wands, which is nice. And we're getting a little view of the back here as well. Lovely, lovely stuff. Really, clearly some talented people out there. My goodness. All right, and then this is another tarot that I spotted, which kind of made me think a little bit of possibly Adventure Time. I'm sure that those of you looking at this right now are possibly thinking of something similar. I like this style very much, and the way the cards have been colored, I don't know, it really speaks to me. Some of my favorite books when I was a very small child were illustrated with a similar technique, and I just remember seeing these gradients of blue and thinking that's lovely. I'm a fan of what I'm seeing here, and I like the fact that this is once again clearly coming from someone's hand, someone's lifelong passion and skill, and not someone's prompts, right? Beautiful. Lovely, lovely stuff. And then this is another one that I spotted this week. It's called Fated, a Pocket Love Oracle. It's only 13 cards, but for those of you who are possibly interested specifically in matters of the heart, then this deck really has some interesting cards to bring to the table, I think, and it's just so beautifully illustrated. I like it a lot. Divine Timing, I'll recommend that you check out the video, of course. So that's out in a couple of weeks. On April the 8th, I will be getting a copy for myself. Okay. All right, a few conferences. We're starting off with Frater RC's EnochiaCon, and this is a big one, folks. This is a very, very big one. Frater RC actually reached out to me on Patreon, and he was telling me about the long list, very long list of stellar presenters that are going to be there. He's given me permission to release the names of 3 of them, and so Dr. Terry Burns, international specialist in Hermeticism, of course. Dr. Justin Sledge, whom many of you will know from his Esoterica podcast and YouTube channel. And of course, Aaron Leach, who is a specialist on angels and Enochia, and the author of Angelical Language. And my goodness, this is extremely exciting. So it's happening in Vancouver 2025, but also available online. You can choose which way you want to attend. And the early bird registration is just for the next 11 days, right? So the early bird registration is 399 Canadian dollars, so that's 281 US dollars, going up to 499 Canadian dollars after this initial early bird period, right? So yeah, do take a look at all this very, very cool stuff that they're going to be doing after all the videos, slides, supplemental materials, and more will be posted here for you to access indefinitely. It'll give you access to the annual membership. There are details a little bit further about whether you have to be a member to attend and so on. So you can attend in person or online, live streams being between presentations in the hall and over Zoom to all members. See the full Q&A roundtables after each presentation, enjoy additional PDFs and other treats from each presenter, support and build real-life connections in the community, cutting-edge scholarship, unique lectures, workshops, epic roundtable, a concluding concert, dance and open bar absinthe experience hosted by well-known experts. Wonder who that could be. And featuring artisanal BC absinthes. Incredible door prizes to win. Door prizes. An Elizabethan photo booth with costumes for fun photos. Early bird registration until March 31st. There we go. It goes up to 499 Canadian dollars for 3 of the best days of your life and more, only for the price of a concert ticket. All in a hospitable and inclusive environment that values free thought and collegial dialogue. If you're interested in knowing who else is going to be presented, do keep an eye on the link that I'm going to be sharing down below. That's arcaneresearchsociety.com, EnochiaCon 2025 presentations. And I'll leave that link down in the description naturally, okay? But yes, if you're interested in finding out who else is going to be on that long list, yeah, do keep a close eye on that. So that's July 11th to July the 13th. That's 3 days with a lot of fun, it seems. Good. I wanted to draw your attention to Magical Retreats also. Magical Retreats, who recently hosted Lon Milo Duquette's Vision in the Desert class, which some of you may have been aware of if you watched my interview with Lon Milo Duquette quite recently. We create and curate unforgettable journeys towards enlightenment and inner knowing for like-minded adventure seekers in locations of outstanding natural beauty with a rich cultural legacy. So do take a read of everything about Magical Retreats, but I wanted to draw your attention specifically to a couple of the retreats that are upcoming. Okay, so there is a retreat happening in Joshua Tree on the 9th to the 14th of October 2025. So if you're based in California, this is definitely going to be the closest option for you. Are you a perceptive, curious person with a thirst for knowledge who is ready to embark on an ancient and universal, hidden in plain sight pathway to purpose? So that's going to be Peter Lavender in the breathtaking Joshua Tree Desert. To be initiated into the most enduring of all mysteries, finally understanding how you belong in the cosmos. So that's very, very cool stuff. And then if you happen to be in Europe, or if you're looking to travel to Europe potentially, this is happening in Occitania, and it's a little bit sooner. It's on the 3rd to the 10th of September, so this late summer. Are you ready to embark on a transformative journey filled with enchantment and self-discovery in the south of France? Do you have a profound curiosity for alchemy and the mystical, yearning to unlock hermetic practices and techniques which have been preserved carefully since antiquity, discovering mind-expanding sacred sites and exhilarating historical locations in the south of France? Would you like to learn alchemy and hermeticism, experience mesmerism, be initiated into the mystical arts while you relish in exquisite French gastronomy and have a once-in-a-lifetime adventure at the same time? In which case, this Heliopolis Arcana is an extraordinary, all-inclusive and exclusive retreat designed to awaken the alchemist within you. Very exciting stuff, so I'll leave links to this down below as well. Good, which leads us finally to my board game of the week, and it's actually not a board game. It's an expansion for a board game and a fancy box for a board game. But the board game happens to be this is the game that has been my favorite game until very recently when I started playing La Fleur from Dux Somnium. But yes, until 2 months ago, even 1 month ago, Lost Ruins of Arnak was my favorite game. It's now my second favorite game. It's not that bad. And it's getting a very nice expansion, a very exciting, beautiful expansion, and a beautiful box. Maybe some of you who are watching actually own the game and know what a fun, crunchy, enjoyable, quite easy to learn, really, really engaging exploration game this actually is. And so maybe you're going to be interested in this expansion and storage solution like me. Yeah, I mean, if there's one down point that I'll give to Lost Ruins of Arnak is that there are lots and lots of little pieces, beautiful pieces, by the way. Oh my goodness, it's got some of the most gorgeous, just out of the box standard edition. It's got some of the most gorgeous components of all my games, but they're all in little baggies, all in just dumped into the box kind of thing. So this looks like it gives you good storage options for all of that. So that's really cool. That fits into an IKEA Kallax, which is essential naturally. There we go. All right, folks, that's what I got for you for this week. I hope you found something to please you. Do leave as I was saying at the beginning, do hit the like button. It makes a world of difference to me. It makes a world of difference to these videos. It helps with the algorithm. YouTube are much keener to share or to suggest videos that got lots of likes and that's got lots of comments as well, to people who could potentially be interested in the kinds of contents that I share in these videos. So thank you so much for those of you who take the trouble to do all of that. And yeah, look after yourselves, folks. I hope everything's going okay, at least. Please look after yourselves. Please look after each other. And I'll see you very soon with another video. Bye-bye.